I know that in this moment, whether you're in a quiet room or listening from afar, there are hearts weary from carrying the weight of unspoken pain. Perhaps you've cried out in silence. Your questions of why met with what feels like heaven's stillness, your exhaustion, your doubts, your tears, they are real, and they are allowed. Psalm 11 offers a sacred space where God doesn't demand a cheerful song when your heart is breaking. Instead, He hands us a hymn book filled with notes of lament, inviting us to sing our raw, honest cries. Today, we embark on a journey together, not to bypass the pain, but to weave it into a melody of truth before God's throne. God's unchanging promise. In the Lord I take refuge. Psalm 11:1. This is the anchor that holds when all else shakes. A story of triumph. Consider Hannah, whose barrenness broke her spirit. She poured out her anguish in prayer, finding in God's presence a refuge to voice her pain. 1 Samuel 1. Her honest cries became her first step toward hope. A step of faith this week. Write down one honest feeling, anger, fear, or sorrow, and offer it to God as a prayer, trusting He hears. We begin here, acknowledging the dissonance in our souls, ready to let Psalm 11 guide us into harmony. Having voiced our pain, we now turn to Psalm 11, 1-3, where David declares, "In the Lord I take refuge. How can you say to my soul, flee like a bird to your mountain, when life's foundations crumble through loss, betrayal, or uncertainty? Voices around us may urge us to run, to hide, to despair. Yet David's melody is one of defiant trust. I understand how tempting it is to flee when the storms rage. But Psalm 11 reminds us that faith is not the absence of fear, it is the choice to anchor in God's unshakable presence, God's unchanging promise. The Lord is in His holy temple. Psalm 11:4. God's sovereignty remains. Even when our world feels unsteady. A story of triumph. Corrie ten Boom, imprisoned during World War II, clung to God's refuge amidst horrors. Her faith in His presence sustained her through unimaginable trials, inspiring her to later share hope with the world. A step of faith. Memorize Psalm 11:1 this week. Whisper it when doubt creeps in, letting it steady your heart. As we hold fast to this truth, our melody shifts from fear to a quiet confidence in God's enduring refuge. Now, we rise to Psalm 11, 4-5. The Lord is in His holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes see. His eyelids test the children of man. Perhaps you feel unseen, your struggles unnoticed in the chaos of life. Yet these verses paint a vivid picture. God is not distant. His eyes are fixed on you, His heart attuned to your cries. He is the conductor who sees every note of your life's symphony, weaving even the dissonant chords into His purpose. God's unchanging promise. The Lord tests the righteous. Psalm 11:5. His testing refines us, proving His nearness in our trials. A story of triumph. Job, stripped of everything, wrestled with God's silence, yet found Him faithful. His story reminds us that God's gaze never wavers, even in our darkest nights. A step of faith. Pause each evening to reflect. Where did I see God's presence today? Write one moment, however small, to anchor your hope. With this assurance, our melody grows bolder. trusting that God's throne stands firm above our storms. In Psalm 11, 6-7, the psalm crescendos. Let him rain coals on the wicked, for the Lord is righteous, he loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his face. If your heart aches for justice, perhaps from wrongs endured or promises broken, these verses sing of a God who will set things right. His righteousness is the harmony that resolves life's discord. I feel the weight of those who carry wounds from injustice. Yet Psalm 11 assures us that God's justice is not delayed, it is certain, and His love for the upright is unending. God's unchanging promise, the upright shall behold His face. Psalm 11:7. God's presence is the ultimate reward for those who trust Him. A story of triumph, Desmond Tutu. Facing apartheid's brutality, leaned on God's promise of justice. His faith in God's righteousness fueled his fight for reconciliation, transforming a nation. A step of faith. Pray for one person or situation where you long for justice, entrusting it to God's perfect timing. This movement lifts our eyes to God's righteous throne, where justice and mercy compose a song of healing. As our symphony draws to a close, we reflect on the journey through Psalm 11. We began in the shadows of pain, voicing our lament. We found refuge in God's presence. Trusting Him as our fortress, we saw His eyes upon us, His justice promised, and now we stand ready to proclaim our faith. Though life's melody may falter, we declare together, no matter the tune of my days, I trust you as my conductor. Though I cannot see the light, you are my song. You are my strength and my psalm, God's unchanging promise. The Lord is my refuge. Psalm 11:1. This truth carries us through every note of life's symphony. A step of faith. Each morning this week, read Psalm 11 aloud, letting its words become your prayer and song. Invite a friend to join you, sharing its hope. A call to rest. Come to Jesus, the one who restores your soul's harmony. Lay your burdens at His feet, and let Him renew your song of hope. A blessing of peace. May the God who hears your silent cries fill you with peace that surpasses understanding. May He strengthen your heart to sing His praise, a melody of hope unbroken. Amen.